What is going on, guys? Mills are bringing you some fire content on the Fire to 18 channel. In today's video, guys, we're going to be recapping the SDS stream on defense. So the second of 6 SDS stream was done just recently, and I'm going to be recapping, for those who didn't watch it, or for those who were busy, what happened. So obviously the whole stream was a primary focus on defense, so a lot of big changes in the defense, new overhauls, all that good stuff going on MLB The Show 21, especially for the Xbox casuals. So first off, fly ball catches, there's a more big focus on user control and catches around the wall. So that's always been a problem in past years, where you either get a really bad animation or something really messed up and they didn't give you any direction for it. So now there's going to be more improvement in that area where you can actually make better catches around the wall, or if you can't even make the catch, field the ball off the wall and do a better job at it. So there's new onboarding additions, is what they call it. It's more intuitive and user friendly, so now it's less the game's fault and it's going to be more dependent on you making these plays, which does increase the sense of urgency to fielding in MLB The Show 21. Very huge, especially for those who were very annoyed by the game's, faulty animations. This is going to be a huge improvement. So there's going to be also a new route to ball indicator, a new fielding indicator. So this is not new stuff, I feel like, but it's just a different format, a different mechanic, and it's done a little bit better from what we saw. Basically, you have to follow the direction of the arrows to where the ball is, and if you're off the road, the controller will rumble and re-correct you. If you don't even follow it, you'll miss the catch. So a much more improved fielding indicator there. Base for play, that basically it shows you a new indicator up top for that, and it shows you where you're going to be throwing it. So if triangle's up there, you're throwing second. If it's X, you're throwing home. If it's square, you're throwing third. You get the gist. So you're going to be getting a new indicator there, new format, all that good stuff. It's just slightly improved in that regard. There's also going to be a catch ball indicator, so nothing too new there. Once again, it's stuff we've seen before, but it's changed. Yeah. Extreme wall catch and enhanced tag up catch. So the tag up catch is going to be a kind of interesting one, because say when you're throwing the ball from third, or you're throwing the ball, there's a guy on third and they're going home, the tagged up catch is going to be more improved, so you can have a stronger throw to home plate or to anywhere really. So a new enhanced tag up catch there. Extreme wall catch, basically when you're at the wall or you're going to rob a home run or something like that, or you're going to make a crazy catch, you're going to be basically trying to time it correctly. So you're going to see 3 arrows for the rob home run. When all those 3 yellow arrows become green, that's when you jump and make the catch. And the extreme wall catch is going to kind of be in the same regard. Nevertheless, just a little bit more, it's the same kind of format, just only different. That's the best way I can describe it. And fielding this year, other than the routine fly balls, which we've kind of talked about, it's going to be completely customizable. So basically, you will be able to customize whether stuff is going to be automatic, whether stuff's going to be default for fielding. And this is kind of set up along with the casual, simulation, competitive gameplay experience that you want. So your fielding is going to be now customizable. Following a line, I already talked about that. Line for jumping in R2. So as we know in past games, diving in, home runs and all that, especially, they were never really sure. You were never really sure when you were supposed to dive, other than a really weird red indicator that never really told you, oh, do this now. Now we're going to be having a line where if you hit that line during fielding, you're supposed to dive, and if you get it correctly, timed, you will make the diving catch, which is a very huge W and a very significant improvement from last year. The next thing we're going to be bringing up is know where to throw default. So that's going to be huge, I think, especially for base running and all that, stopping cheese base running plays because of fielding. So we're going to be able to get some default there, and that's going to be a huge improvement. A new animation for tag ball catches. So say you have your catcher who's going to be catching the ball home plate as the runner's running home, there's going to be a new tag animation there where they're not going to be as slow to tag them. They're going to be much faster, much more slick, much more quick, and it's going to be a lot better in that regard for home base, third base, second base, and first base. So really huge changes there that were definitely better. It's much more sharp in that regard, and a very huge improvement from last year. And so we already talked about this. Green arrow, time to jump ball, yellow arrow. Alright, extreme catch indicator shows up more at the wall. So they're going to give you a better chance at making those catches at the wall. It's going to be less like you have no chance and more like, okay, we can rob this. And the catch animations of the home run are going to be less going up for the ball more than actually reaching outside the wall. So it's going to be a little better in that regard, where you can actually reach for farther balls, you know, outside of the park. It's better in that regard. So yeah, very good there. Outfield overhaul and strafing. So they did mention a whole new outfield change and managing pop-ups, which is interesting because that was not a huge problem, I guess, from last year, but nevertheless was kind of a consequence / issue, and so that was always pretty much a problem. And yeah, so that strafing, if you guys are worrying about that, that's basically like waiting for the ball to bounce off the wall and going left or right, or like when you're trying to make a catch, you're moving left to right to make sure you maintain that flow before the catch itself, and also manages the animations too. So that's important in general for strafing. Ball off the wall management, we've kind of dived into that. You're basically making a better animation. If it's like on the wrong side of your glove, it's going to be better animated there. So I'm going to be quoting SDS when I say this next part. Hundreds of new fielding animations. So we're going to be seeing a lot new diverse animations and less of the same ones you've seen from last year. So we're going to probably encounter some new looks this year. Every direction and height, put yourself in great positions. So new animations also, even more. And this is more especially for fielding, not only just hitting and, you know, all that good stuff. Just new animations in general. And so jump catches are bolstered. Basically, it's going to be a lot easier. So you know that R1 button on your PS4 or PS5 controller? Yeah, that button's going to become a little bit more useful entering MLB The Show 21, making those really big catches at the wall. So R1 is going to be heavily improved as a button, I think, which is very nice. The next thing that was talked about was a little bit more weird. It was called off ZX axis catches. So this is catching balls down the line. Yeah, you're going to be catching balls that, like, say a guy hits an opponent, lands right on the line, and it's a fair ball, and it's going towards the wall there. You're going to be able to make a better play on that without it coming across as like you're missing the ball or it's a little bit of cheese. So they actually paid a lot of attention to detail there for catching balls down the line, or even gappers as well. So it's also good for tag-up catches. There's also all different heights for dribblers. So they kind of went into the infield a little more at the end of the stream, where they brought up how dribblers and choppers used to be a really big problem in 20, which they were, because sometimes they were hit, or the ball was too high up and the guy got to hit it as a result for an infield. So now what's going to happen is the dribblers are going to be easier to catch. It's going to be easier to field them, make cleaner plays, less infield hits as a result. And the biggest, I think, W of the stream, just in my opinion, are bloopers being fixed. So we're going to be seeing less bloopers entering the show 21. It's going to be less annoying for hitting and, you know, for pitching in general. We're going to be seeing less of those cheese bloopers that we had in MLB The Show 20, which is huge, I think, in general, because that's always been a recurrent issue. I mean, there are bloopers in real-life baseball, but we had too many of them in MLB The Show 20, almost to an unrealistic level. And so bloopers are going to be fixed, which is very nice. Next thing is better pop times for catchers will be more valuable. Arm strength too. So pop time is basically the amount of time they can get the ball out of their glove, throwing a second, or getting someone caught stealing. So the better a catcher you have with pop timing, the better the throw is going to be the second, and the easier it is going to be to get someone out. And that's going to also apply to arm strength as well, so nothing new in that regard. The fielding mechanic for catching is the same. All they did change was the pop time. Throw accuracy meter is more urgency. So, you know, fielding accuracy, button accuracy, all that good stuff you use for fielding, that's going to have more urgency. So say you do hit a yellow or a red by accident on occasion, it's going to become much more urgent. It's going to become much more intense if you miss the play or not. So that is something to definitely look forward to entering the new game. Just a much more urgent throw accuracy. And the cutoff online. So you're going to be able to do your own manual cutoffs in MLB The Show 21. What that's going to basically do is you're going to be able to make better fielding plays and throw the ball in better. Instead of an automatic cutoff, it's going to be more manual, better in that regard. And so for the final end of the stream, they announced a new legend. This is a legend that was only requested, or mostly requested, by one big YouTuber. And this is one I was like, whoa, it's crazy. They actually listened to it. So we're getting none other than the Cleveland Indians outfielder and Fuzzy's favorite, Grady Sizemore. We're going to be getting Grady Sizemore in this game now as a legend, which is kind of awesome. It's going to be really cool to see what his card's like and all that. And yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. you know, that was a pretty good SDS stream. Overall W, I think. And that's going to do it for this vid. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any, make sure you like, subscribe. If you want more content like this, please tell me. I will give you more content. Make sure you go follow my Twitch and Twitter in the link in the description below. I'll be uploading a new video tomorrow at 3 p.m. of Battle Royale, so stay tuned for that. I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone. Peace!